I didn't want to jinx it. I was like, okay, let's wait till the last second, but we're fine. All right, so now we do see the completed matchups here. So we do have the Karma in the mid lane. So it is going to be the Lulu support. I still was in a little bit of doubt. I wasn't sure if they swapped it around last time, but that seems to look like the Karma is going to the mid lane, and Lulu is in its support position. And unfortunately, it looks like Lachende and Gerdas have not really swapped around. So that's going to be frustrating, I suppose. But
for the spectator, he just has to put everything back in order. But I can understand it after 3 client crashes and a little bit of an difference of opinion, as we may call it.
Yeah.
They just wanted to start the game and be over with. Because it's just, you want to play the game. You don't want to wait in champion select and do pick and ban for 3 times. At some point, it just gets boring.
It does. It really does. So mid lane matchup then. We have the Talia going to go up against the Karma. And Karma is just something we have seen picked up recently a lot during MSI, mainly. Because before that, I don't think we saw that much Karma in the mid lane.
I don't think we've seen that much Karma even in MSI last week. This week, only 2 Karma games.
Yeah.
She gets picked from time to time, but it's mostly still support Karma.
Yeah. It is an exception to the rule, I will say. But I'm going to guess it's mostly because of the 5-ban system. With the second rotation, you can use the Karma as a flex pick instead of giving the enemy team a certainty that is going to be support. So maybe not as useful for ESL Benelux during the qualifiers, but maybe for the finals, we might see that being used a little bit more often.
Yeah, and what is interesting about the team comp of Echo Zulu is it's really a shield comp. Like they picked the Vayne over the Kog'Maw, which you saw a little bit more at MSI, especially with Sven picking a lot of times with the Nunu. And now you have the Karma, the Shen, and the Lulu shield and speed buffs. And the good thing is they also have a Graves, so the shields still go well with Graves if Hades is getting ahead of Trunks. But it's really throw everything on Goose, who has shown that he can carry, right? Last week he played really well against Act1 on the Twitch and got a lot of kills. And he's really a really mechanical play that does well when he gets a lead. So especially with a top lane that isn't that used to playing with you as a team, it's smart to really focus on the lanes that you are used to.
Yeah, so but the Vayne though is not per se the AD carry I would like to see it go to. I'm surprised we don't see a Kog'Maw because they had the Lulu, they have all the shields ready to go and have everything set up. So why not the Kog'Maw in this situation? Why do you think that is?
I think it's a personal preference for him. I feel like he's not a player that plays a lot. Like when you see his OPGT, so his statistics in solo queue, doesn't play a lot of Kog'Maw and he plays a lot more Vayne. So, and I know from past tournaments that when he had to play hypercarry, he plays champions like Jinx and Vayne. So if there's anything you want to play and really hypercarry, you're not that used to Kog'Maw, you can pick the Vayne because it's just a little bit better against a Cannon or Irelia because you can push them back.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting at least. I'm pretty excited to see that.
Oh, that Cannon skin, the Super Cannon. Oh, that looks awesome. That art. Oh, you can't see it because we're on the screen right now instead of the overlay.
I love the splash art, yeah.
I haven't seen that one before.
I think cool. I've seen it a couple times maybe, but it looks pretty cool.
Definitely. At least we can still be... See, even if you play the game for over 7 years, there's always something new. Even if it's just something stupid like splash art.
That's actually the thing I get most excited for nowadays. like new champions, man. No, I want new skins for my Teemo. Why not?
Wait, Teemo, you're that kind of player.
I have 2 skins, I think. It's not too bad, wow. Could be worse.
It's Teemo skins. How could it not be worse?
Oh man, the hatred. Oh well, anyway, we are ready for match number 1 of today. Echo Zulu versus Lachende and Gerdas. Let's see how this one's going to turn out. We see a lot of pings going down, so maybe they want to go for some hot action at the level 1. And both teams potentially heading into the same direction.
Yeah, and they both have a pretty strong level 1 with, for example, Shenton, Karma, Mantra, Q, of course. But now they see each other and probably not a lot going on after they've seen each other.
Nope. At least I would say there wasn't going to happen a lot. But maybe Lachende Gerdas is going to force something here. They want to get some vision control. Right, they get at least the one ward dropping in there towards the Wraith camp. And now let's see if they can defend their own vision control.
Pings kept on coming, and they really want Echo Zulu, that is, really wants to place a ward to see where Gerdas is going to start his jungle, so they know or they expect him to start on the top side of the map. And that's pretty normal. That's the same what Hades is going to do, start at the Raptor camp. A little bit of help from your mid laner, it should be fine.
Yeah.
And this is like solo queue. Like when someone is really annoyed at you, you're just going to keep on pinging and you keep on hearing that sound. And then you can mute that person, right? That helps a little bit, but here not so much.
I'm not actually sure. I don't think that pings get removed when you mute somebody.
I don't. I thought they changed that at some point, but I'm not sure. My solo queue as of late have been at least. They haven't been players that ping so often, so that's a good thing.
Lucky you. It happens to me every so often, but not too much. As we see right now, a lot of trading going down into the bottom lane, and honestly, it's gonna be pretty cool to see the Braum cannon combination, because the cannon itself can land a stun and use. Well, they need to make sure that they chain the CC and maybe work around the Braum passive a little bit, but. If they land one stun, it could be pretty easy for them to follow it up with another one.
Yeah, definitely. But on the other end, you have the Lulu lane. So if Domi can play the lane correctly, he should have all the pressure in the lane because he is the range support. I heard, like for last week when I talked to some Sect 1 players, Domi isn't the most experienced Lulu player. So he plays it okay, but he doesn't put on as much pressure as you can possibly do with them. But when we see Graves going
man, yeah, Trunks being bullied out of his jungle as Hades takes control, and well, will he get away? Oh my god, Trunks gets thrown in towards the Hades. Oh, he gets the first blood. That's insane. Was that his ally? Who hit the plants?
No, it was Trunks himself.
No way.
Yeah, Trunks auto-attacked. It wasn't Cass.
Oh no. Well,
that was unfortunate.
That was a pretty unfortunate one. So nice first blood there for Hades, being gifted. Nice present being thrown into his face, I suppose.
Yeah, even without a kill, it would have been a really good play because they knew where Trunks was starting at red buff. So Hades knew where he was going to be, and then he could really go and invade because he's a stronger early jungler. So the invade was really good. He got the blue buff, and then the kill is just a cherry on top.
Yeah, for sure. And we just saw a bit of the trading that can be done into the bot lane, but Kitty himself has to be a bit careful. And the Cannon AD carry we have seen a lot of times. So a little bit of the reasoning behind it as well is that it's able to peel for itself with his ulti. So it can get out of dodge from, well, mainly Milkshake, I would suppose. But other than that, I don't know if he's going to be able to use his ulti that effectively. As we see a play coming in on the top bottom lane, Trunks is coming in, but he may not even be needed. Domi not going to die just yet, but there it is. There's the finisher. Kitty getting that kill, and there's a follow-up onto Goose. Goose trying to get away, but being stunned up by Cass and Trunks, and there's no way for him to get out of there. No summoners, and not a kill going down for Lachende Gerdas.
Yeah, great play by Lachende Gerdas. Good positioning from Trunks to go against the bot lane, and Kitty played it so extremely well. He was extremely low, but he baited Goose to go for the kill, and because of that bait, Goose tried to go for the kill, just couldn't finish it because Kitty flashed out in time, and then it was just really sad for Goose. He was standing there and just flying duck.
That was pretty insane. That was so close. I thought that Kitty was dead for sure, but yeah, he played it out pretty nicely there. So after, just gonna say, after that first blood, pretty good gank there from Trunks, recovering from that small mistake he made. but at least he got his team some kills in there in the bottom lane. So that's going to be an interesting one to see how that'll develop.
Yeah, it's a good place to start your kills because you don't want the Vayne to be strong, because that's really where all the focus of Echo Zulu should lie. And you see also that Morso is doing really well for himself. He's already over 10 CS up. He bought the Sheen, so he's going to deal a lot of pressure against Milkshake on the Shen. And if he can really get that lane rolling, it's really difficult for Shen to come back. And especially if Morso is going to do the build I expect him to do, which is Trinity Force into Bladed Ruined King. And if you have the Blade, what can you do when you have so much lifesteal as Irelia?
Yeah, it is a pretty annoying thing. But then again, you know, when we have seen Morso playing, it's either he goes off, gets a lot of kills, gets ahead, and split pushes all game, gets turrets, and is pretty annoying, destroying your base. But other times we see him do kind of the same thing, but instead he feeds, but still puts pressure on your base, but is not as annoying as he can be. You know, it's like it's a couple of different scenarios, and for me, usually it just works so insanely good because the rest of his team is on points. They play together pretty well and give enough pressure in all the lanes and make plays in all the spots to give him that freedom to still go for inhibitor turrets or nexus turrets or what have you. But to be honest, without the presence of Cosq and Kirai, I wonder if they can still do the same thing.
Yeah, and also with the Vayne on the enemy team, what you see sometimes late game is that the Vayne can 1v1 Irelia, and if you get to that point, Irelia, it's almost impossible for her to really get out of dodge against a Vayne because her passive, and especially with her ultimate on, she can move so quickly to enemies. And so you can really chase an Irelia, and when you can 1v1 her, all the split push pressure of Morso is gone. So he really needs to get ahead, and they need to get Vayne behind, so they can do the split push.
All right, as we get back into the game, there was some complaints about lag from Kitty. I'm not sure if it was Kitty himself, but they were having some issues, as we tend to see more often, unfortunately. But we are on the way right now, and let's hope it's going to stay together.
Yeah, and you see, if you look at the item builds, Rako is probably going for the teens to really give a boost to his shields. They're pretty standard Karma build that we've seen of late. Morso really putting on the pressure.
Oh man, yeah, Milkshake having to flash away. Trunks is on his way. Flash forward from Morso to get the slow, and there's a belly flop forward from Trunks. Steal. Gets the kill even, yeah.
You see Hades in the mid lane going to try to do something on the Talia, but he can really just pops goes, runs away, and he's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay right there. Still in the bottom lane. Aggression non-stop, really, which is to be expected because Domi and Goose, they want to use their double range advantage over the melee support. But every time they try and do so, they aren't at risk for getting stunned by either Cass or Kitty. So every time we see a lot of trading going down there, but so far without any jungle presence, no kills were had by any of them.
And you see Hades looking around, seeing if he can invade a red side jungle. He placed a ward over top and saw that the red buff was already gone. And now he is spotted by Fury because he placed a ward. And Fury are playing it really smart, knowing where Hades is. So because he knows that he plays a little bit more defensive, gets out of dodge really easily. And we do see Hades going for the blue buff in Fate right now. And he should probably be in time to take that.
Yeah, has the advantage of having that vision cone just to make sure that Trunks is not on his way just yet. He needs to be careful though, because also the mid lane is on his way because he sees Rako repositioning towards the river area. So can Hades finishes, doesn't get it, I think. No, Trunks picks it up with the smite. So nicely done.
That's a really important smite. If he didn't do that, he lost a great deal of his jungle right there. It was a little bit risky because you have the Talia, and the Talia wall is really great, and you could see Flash Wolves doing it. Oh, the slow. They're going in.
Play in the bot lane. They use Exhaust Flash forward to get the stun, and now here is Kitty. Can he follow it up? It doesn't look like it. But there's Trunks flashing forward, trying to get the nice cast, but he does not throw Dummy forward and not Goose either, so no kills to be had just yet. Maybe we get a re-engage. No. Milkshaker did have his ulti available, but choosing not to go for it right there.
Yeah, I didn't need to. And while I was talking a little bit about Domi maybe lacking the offensive side of Lulu, he really played his defensive side very well. First, he slowed Cannon when he wanted to go in and do the ultimate. Then he polymorphed him at the exact time that Kitty wanted to use his ultimate. He stood in front of Vayne to really block the Gragas body slam flash. So he was really the deciding factor why Goose was still surviving.
Oh, but now they're still in trouble. There's the engage, and now they get the kill on Domi straight away. No chance for him to ulti because he's not level 6, unfortunately, and really a bit too far out of position.
Yeah, that's a little bit... He was playing so well defensively, and then while I say that, he overextends and gets ganked by Trunks, who's still in the bush, just waiting, seeing if Domi is making a mistake. And that's really smart by Trunks, because if you saw the last couple of games, the past 2 weeks, it is something that Domi does from time to time, is overextending, and he got punished for it last week and the week before, and sadly this time it's the same thing.
Yeah, so giving up another kill there. 0-2-1 so far, so not the best of games for him, I would say. But yeah, let's be honest, it's not really his prime position, I guess, in that support role.
He's getting more used to it, though. You saw the defensive play was really good of him right there, and then he does make a small mistake again. So I think over the weeks that we see him grow little by little, and then hopefully around week 7 in the end, he should be in a good position. But meanwhile, Morsu is just really farming a lot on top lane after getting the assist skill, and he's really bullying Milkshaker. Like Milkshaker can farm a little bit for the 30 CS lead. That's just so much right now.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. I mean, every now and then we pop up to that top lane to see what's happening there, but we see Milkshaker just being shoved up a little bit too far, and when he tries to pick up the CS, he gets bullied, just as we see right now. Morsu trying to do some damage, waiting out the W right there, but does he go for the fight? It's a pretty risky one to go for, I suppose. Assist is on his way, Hades. Taking a sneak peek, but I don't think he can do too much there.
You see that Morsu really gets the S experience, like what they used to do a couple of seasons ago, is go really aggressive, but here he just goes a little bit and makes a good trade and then goes back because he doesn't want to get ganked, and once again, just perfectly played by him.
Yeah, just dodging that taunt. Was a pretty close one. Looks like he has his flash, but now he has to be careful. Most of the times we go for the re-engage, flash out of there just in the nip of time, and Hades trying to do something but does not have the damage to kill off Morsu. Looks like a risky position to back there, but I don't think that Morsu's aware of it. Nope, goes for a checkup, but
that was definitely risky. And you see the lane dominance of Lachende and Gerdas right now. They're 10 CS ahead in the mid lane. They are ahead in the bot lane. They're putting pressure on top lane. And because of that, they can take the dragon. They are almost 2,500 gold ahead, and they go in again.
Yeah, they go for the fight on bottom lane. Instant ulti there from Goose, but Domi is the one being knocked forward. And here comes the teleport. Can they do enough? Milkshake is here. Rako is here, but Rako just not in time. And there's the ulti from the Talia to make sure they are cut off from any re-engagement. So a lot of commitment here from the team of Echo Zulu.
Yeah, definitely. And they just couldn't go there. Even with Kaz's ultimate wasn't the best one. He ulted on a teleporting minion, and that doesn't do much, but they can still end. Domi is again out of position. He can flash away, but next time he's in that position, he's down.
So greedy to kill off that control ward with not any support right there. So take a bit too much risk. Kaz is going to find Domi, but unfortunately for him, Hades is behind him. So cannot go for the play this time. Also, kind of low on mana.
Yeah, but it should be fine. They can just keep farming. They keep Hades busy, and then this takes so much out of Hades' jungle that what it makes sure is that Trunks can really farm his own jungle really safely. And you see even help from Kitty and Kaz to really protect the blue buff of Talia, while Trunks is now in the top lane looking for a gank.
Yeah, I'm also trying to bully off Milkshake and now using skill to dodge a couple of the auto attacks, but really is it going to be enough? Having to dodge away, but there's no flash available. There's going to be a pickup this time being transferred to Morsu. God Strong's not taking it away himself this time. But yeah.
Very well played by Trunks, just waiting for his body slam, waiting, and then when Shen did the taunt, at that point he used his body slam. So it was really well played by him, made sure that they got the kill, and this is just great for Morsu. 50 CS lead, a kill and an assist over Milkshaker, and almost 1.5k gold advantage.
Oh, Domi baiting in the team of Lachende Gerdas here already here, but they are already almost back on the server. But no, the finisher is there from Hades, getting the kill. I thought that the Kitty and Kaz would get away safely there, but they took a lot of risk trying to, well, keep engaging and keep fighting near the turrets.
And it's not over. They're going in. There's Nako. Yeah. He's going in. Kaz is so low and he gets down.
Kaz is so much
really close for Hades. He really had to get out of there.
And Kaz and Fira were in a lot of trouble, but the teleport has been used. Morsu is on his way, and now Domi is probably in the worst spot of all, but also here is Trunks from the side. He has his explosive cask available right now, but in the meantime, Domi is being killed off, and Trunks is alone, getting a lot of damage, but here is Morsu flashing forward to get into race, but no, the kill is already down onto Trunks, and Morsu gets the finisher finally onto Goose, and that makes it, I think, a 3-for-1 in the end. Nah, there was a lot more fighting going on if you count
already Kaz and Kitty were down at the start of the fight, but you see Kitty now hitting the mid lane turret because the fight was taking so extremely long that they can almost take the mid lane turret right now.
Yeah, Raka defending and actually getting the kill against Fury, and now really wants to go for the fight against Kitty as well. Kitty is very low, and here is Hades as well. Stun goes down on Raka, but the double kill is there. Nice pickup once again, defending his turret as well.
Was really greedy by Lachende Gerdas. First, you have Echo Zulu that greets just a little bit too much. The setup was really great because you know Trunks is in the top lane, getting the kill, getting the first world turret. It's really nice for Lachende Gerdas. So you make a play on the other side of the map with Hades, and you get the kill, you get damage on the turret, and then you move forward and chase Kaz. And that's just not something you need to do because it gives opportunity for Morsu and Trunks to join the fight.
Yeah. So, pretty active game so far. 60 minutes in, 13 kills have been down. Mountain Drake has been taken so far by Lachende Gerdas, but we have a Infernal spawning in a little bit under 2 minutes. So we might see some action there. Also, while everything was going down in the bottom lane, top lane turret has been picked up by Morsu. So at least he got the extra gold from the first Third Blood and really gifting them that lead. Morsu pretty much in the driver position there in the top lane.
Yeah, definitely, and it's really great for Echo Zulu that Vayne managed to pick up a kill and an assist. Already Blade is finished right now, and that is really where they should put all their resources right now. Hades is really strong, so that's good, but Rako being strong doesn't do that much because, yes, Karma does quite a lot of damage, but it's mostly burst damage, and you really want your focus on the Vayne because he's the one that needs to carry against Irelia, and he's the only one that can really deal with Morsu in the late game.
Yeah, but Rako really does not agree with what you're just saying because he's going to go in for the trade against Fury, getting a lot of damage, but meanwhile bottom lane, Trunks and Hades finding each other. Hades doing an insanely amount of damage, but Trunks trying to get the disengage, but there's a flash over from Domi, getting the vision for, I think it was Hades, finishing up the kill, but meanwhile in the top lane we have Milkshaker fighting against Morsu, trying to survive, has his flash, and gets out of dodge, but bot lane may not be done just yet, although it does look like Kitty and Kaz are going to give up the bottom lane turret.
Once again, a really heads-up play by the jungler. This time it was Trunks that blocked the body slam of Braga, so Trunks had to ult him and wait, just to be able to body slam over the wall. And that was just a really heads-up play by Hades, and they get result of a bot lane turret, and now they want to get the Infernal Dragon as well.
Yeah, really trying to escalate this game, but it is going to be risky. We see 4 people moving up, and Morsu does not have its teleport, but is going to move towards the bottom lane turret. So we're going to wait out the ulti from Fury.
And that's a really dangerous recall by the bottom lane of Echo Zulu. Yes, they have the Shen teleport, but you can't protect 3v5, and there's Rako. Really
Rako out of position, getting body slammed, but tries to get out of the way, and the Hades and Domi are still there assisting Rako so they can at least save his life, but At least that's what I think is going to happen. Kitty trying to get in from the side. A lot of damage coming out of Fury. But this should give them the position to go for something. Do they want to go for the turret first, or do they want to go for that dragon?
Yeah, Lachende Gerdas has to do something because Shen is pushing the top lane. You see Morsu going for the mid lane turret, so he should be able to get it. And now they're going for the Infernal Dragon as well.
Yeah, and they're just baiting the team of Akazulu in. They're allowing Morsu to go for that split push, as we spoke about a little bit in the early game. It is just an enabler for Morsu to do what he wants to do. And Gerdas being knocked away, but he gets in there, doesn't get the steal. But now the fight is on. Kitty trying to get away, being knocked up by the Lulu ulti, but manages to flash away. And there's Morsu coming in for the cleanup, gets one kill onto Hades. They're trying to disengage from Akazulu. Milkshaker is in the back line, but there's a slow Veraco. Can they go for the re-engage? Does look like a cast out of position, gets taunted. There's going to be the kill, but now Trunks wants to re-engage, but dies as well. And meanwhile, Morsu just went back to the mid lane, ditching his team and going for the objective.
Oh, that was really great play by Lachende Gerdas to really bait Echo Zulu in overextending and going for the fight. And I think the really main problem of Echo Zulu right there was that Milkshaker missed his taunt completely. So he didn't taunt anyone. Kitty could dash away, and then the wild growth of Lulu on the Shen was just useless. He did nothing. And then Hades got caught. And they went a little bit too deep, but Lachende Gerdas did win the Infernal Drake. They got 1 for 2 trades, so overall it's a really fine trade for them.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty worth it, but now Morsu tried to go for the blue buff steal, but now is being chased down by Hades and Dummy. But the flank is coming in. I think Gas and Kitty are on the way, but Morsu's not going to survive it. There we go. First pickup is there, but here is Fury with the support of Gas and Kitty. I think they're going to ditch Dummy, although teleport is coming in. Hades flashes forward. Not sure what he wants to do there, but it's doing a lot of damage onto Gas. But here is Trunks going to get the kill onto Rako. They're going to go for the re-engage. They want to get Hades in the backline, but Milkshake is blocking a lot of the damage. So they switch focus and get the pickup as well. Oh, they're going to get Hades. He dashes away. Trunks is on the chase. And Goose is trying to get in there. Slow is there, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Hades is going to get on the turret. Oh, there's the cast. Nearly throwing Hades away from his turret, but they should be able to pick up another turret after that.
Yeah, this is really greedy play by Echo Zulu to be there and try to get the picks when you have your Vayne in the bot lane. Goose had to run all the way top, and even then he was still too late for that fight. And you really need to make the place where your bot lane is, because you have a Shen with teleport, and he is the one who can join the team fight. It's not your bot lane that can join the team fight.
Man, this game is getting out of hand here. Echo Zulu really is just losing a lot of objectives, I would say. I mean, they're sometimes winning fights, but they're losing stuff over the map. And now we see Morsu is going to rotate towards that bottom lane. He is going to go for that first turret, which is still up and alive, but I don't think it's going to last too much longer. And after that, you know, we'll see the gold lead reaching, I think, a little bit nearly 5k, and Echo Zulu need to make more objective-oriented plays.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a little bit sad for them that they lost the Infernal Dragon, because it was just a smite battle and they lost Hades smiting a little bit too soon. They still have the teamfight advantage, I think, right now. You can really see that the Graves is really, really strong right now. And with that, maybe they can be able to make sure that they can win the team fight, but they're just getting out pressured by Morsu, and it's something Lachende Gerdas is doing really well. They are playing the map just much better than Echo Zulu is.
Yeah, so Morsu is going to go up against Milkshaker, doing quite a lot of damage against him. That was a pretty nasty combo right there. Not really needs he doesn't really need a lot to get Milkshaker low, so that is a bit worrisome. But for now, Milkshaker will hang on to his turret, but the pressure is on. They're going for their 1-3-1 split push by the looks of it.
Yeah, with the Talia Weaver as well, you can join it. You can join the fight or just use it to block off escapes, and really easily. And that's just really smart to do the 1-3-1 right now. Get the wards, and you can see the ward coverage of Lachende Gerdas. It's just really great. They have complete control over both sides of the jungle of Echo Zulu, so they can just do whatever they want.
Yeah, definitely have enough vision control right there. They want to set something up in the bottom side jungle. They keep trying to put a trap there with Gas. and Kitty. But honestly, there's enough in. Oh wow, we see the taunt in there from Milkshaker. Gets knocked up with the wild growth from Lulu, but now being knocked away and stunned up near his turret. So there's a first pickup here, and a risky play there from Zulu. Really want to go for the play without the damage to back them up, because it was really just a support and a top laner.
Yeah, that's what you have to make a play, because you're pressured so hard.
Yeah.
But you don't have any control over your own jungle, so you can't walk through the jungle. You don't know where Lachende Gerdas is, and this is what Lachende Gerdas did perfectly. They just wait, they're really patient, and they wait for Zulu to make the mistake. And right now they're going to try to do the same with Baron. You see them taking the bot lane turret and hoping that Zulu is going to funnel into the Baron pit, so that they can start a team fight right there.
Yeah, and Morsu tempting to go back to base, but seeing what's happening with the team of Zulu is like, okay, pretty cool. They're gonna head towards the Baron. I'm gonna have some free time again in the bottom lane, but now has to go back anyway.
Yeah, it's almost 3,000 gold, so he wants to get some defensive item right now. Maybe even GA, with the GA being changed. It looks like he's going for... I don't know what he's going for. Is that a build for That's Dancer? That's Dance? I think it is, but I haven't built the item myself, so I'm not completely sure. But he's going to full offensive. I thought, okay, maybe a little bit of a defensive item, maybe even GA, but not more so. He's going full offensive.
Of course not. It is the basis for the Death Dance, just not enough for him to complete it. It's only about 600 gold, it looks like 600 gold-ish. So a bit unfortunate for him not being able to complete that. But yeah, the Death Dance, we have seen it last week on that Gangplank, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that was last week. So interesting one to finally see that item being used, because it has been in the game for quite a while. To see a second Infernal being picked up here by Lachende Gerdas. They really have the RNGs on their side right now. 1 mountain, 2 Infernal Dragons.
Yeah, but they're also the team that really is making the plays right now, is getting the vision, putting the pressure on Zulu to do something. And when Zulu doesn't play perfectly, you can see that Lachende Gerdas just bounces on that opportunity and gets the kills and gets even more wards in your jungle. And every time you lose a little bit, Lachende Gerdas will come back and take even more next time.
Yeah. So now we see a lot of pressure going towards the Baron area, as it is going to be the point of interest for Lachende Gerdas. They have all, the 2 outer turrets down in the mid lane, bot lane, and top lane. So now they want to focus their attention towards the Baron, bait the team of Zulu maybe into a fight, and allowing Morsu to go for the split push. He has teleports, but then again, so has Milkshaker, and of course he has his Stand United. So he is able to go for a defensive move with Stand United and then head back to lane if he needs to with teleports.
Yeah, and right now they're just buying the items, completing everything they are able to. You see Faye now having 2 items. It just doesn't feel like it's going to be enough to really deal with an Irelia in a team fight that finished that stance. More so, it's just really, really strong right now. And they're going for the
being set up. Kitty is being spotted by the wall, gets stunned into the wall and tries to flash away, but there's the pickup by Goose, being sped out by the Lulu and getting the kill. Nice pickup right there.
There's no escaping a Vayne with an ultimate. Even if you flash away, the movement speed she gets when she moves to a champion is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like 30 movement speed for their passive, and then that gets, I think, quadrupled when she's in her ultimate stance, and that's just so much.
Yeah, we see a fight going down in the bottom lane. Morsu wants to battle Milkshaker. But so far, Milkshaker at least holding out, but look at that difference. 110 CS. Plus Milkshake is 1-for-1 against a 3-1-3 Irelia. So it's getting worse and worse for him right now.
Yeah, and this is really difficult for Milkshaker to do. Even if he has this quick trade that looks good, more so just life steals that back in seconds. And then you just have to wait, you have to stand at your turret. But what this does is that it makes it really difficult for Milkshaker and Zulu to make a proactive play. because if they want to set up a play and use the Shen ultimate, Morso will take the inhibitor in the time it takes for Milkshaker to fight the fight and then teleport back to lane.
Yeah. So, as you said, still a lot of attention around the barrier. They were delayed a little bit because Kitty got killed in the red side jungle of Echo Zulu. So it took a little bit of time for them to reset up that vision control. But right now, yeah, Echo Zulu is just in a lot of trouble. They cannot keep their vision up near the Baron. And now Domi in a bad position, being sandwiched right here. He does have flash available. He uses the ult to get away, but no chance for him. So with that one kill, I think they're going to head towards the Baron and try to start it up. And I doubt Echo Zulu is going to try and defend here.
They kind of have to fight for this Baron, try to, and they're going to. Looks like Rako is blocking it.
Rako is face stacking it, but now has to flash away to get out of there, and the fight is on. Actually, Lachende and Gerdas are going to go for it, but they seem to get away here. At least Echo Zulu gets away, and they stop the Baron. Morso is still not done yet. Tries to get onto Goose. Goose tries to use the knockback, but he does not get Morso away from him, and even Stand United not enough. Now Hades in a lot of trouble against Strunk. Oh, we flash back to Raku, gets killed, and I don't think that Hades is going to get away. Although, does he get a kill? Oh, yes, he does. Good pickup, but really losing in total 4 members after all those exchanges is a really bad idea here, and they're going to lose the Baron. So.
Yeah, but they had to do something. If they didn't go for this, you have a Baron buffed Irelia and you can just 1v1 and there's nothing you can do. Domi is even trying to go in.
No.
He's probably going to die.
Oh no!
Just about not. Dianvis never finishes you off, and even Kaz, he hits the Q. But even that is not enough. Win this fight, just tagging Domi. But he has the shield. But
nice
going back to my point, Echo Zulu had to fight there, and it was a really good fight. It was 3v4, and they really stopped Lachende and Gerdas from killing them.
Yeah.
And then Morsu came in with the teleport, and you saw him destroy Goose there, even through the shield.
That was insane. I'm wondering. I think that Goose got, well, I wouldn't say unlucky with his condemn timing, but I think that it really didn't help him to keep Morsu away. I have to replay it, but
yeah, Morsu was just dashing behind him, and then he got dashed just not in the wall. Like, was so close. And if he was stunned, Morsu, maybe something could be done. But this is where you see that you need a Lulu against Irelia for the Vayne, because then you can polymorph shield ultimate even, and then maybe you can 2v1 the Irelia. But 1v1 Morsu is just so strong. Even buying a GA right now. So ridiculous this item build right now. With the new GA path, it even gives him 40 attack damage more. So he can just keep on hacking into the turret.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a little bit annoying here for Milkshaker, who definitely is not tanky enough to deal with Morsu, as every time Morsu dashes forward, goes for a trade, and then does one auto attack against a minion and gets his HP back.
That was 169 health in one auto attack. 169, that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's nothing Milkshaker can do right now.
To see also just ignoring Milkshaker, trying to go for a turret, and now has to get away because there's 3 men heading towards him, but he can just battle it out and allow his team to go for the bottom lane turret as well. As we see, nice ult from Fury blocking up off the defensive. They pick up the second inhibitor turret, and now their eyes are focused onto those inhibitors. First one goes down, second goes down, and now Echo Zulu wants to engage. Flash forward from Milkshake, gets it on the Fury, but there's no follow-up damage as the rest gets knocked away by the explosive gas. Kitty using his ult to stun up Milkshake, and there is the fight done for Echo Zulu. Now they have underrun, they want to get away. First kill is not going to be picked up. No, it is Trunks who's going to die there. So Echo Zulu with the kill, but they lose so much of the base, and Domi almost get away. There's a stun, surely the pickup. Nice stun by Kitty. Has to flash away to survive though. But with the 2 inhibitors down and the third even.
It's 3 inhibitors down. Lachende and Gerdas was just fighting. They were content to fight because Morsu was just killing the mid lane inhibitor and the turret. And now it's just so difficult for Echo Zulu to do anything.
And Milkshaker is just not able to tank that much and is gonna die. Use his ulti onto Goose. A bit of a fun skill use there because he knows it's done this game. There's no way they're going to defend it. It is 3v4 right now. Fury is a bit low, but the first Nexus turret has fallen. And Osu and crew are looking at the second one. Taz jumping forward, trying to block up as much damage. But wow, look at the damage of the Goose. That was so close. But Fury gets the kill, and the second as well after it. Nicely done for them, and that must be game. Is Raku going to survive? Yes, he will, but they lose the Nexus. GG's.
Yeah. A great game by Lachende Gerdas. At the start, it looked like it was pretty equal going into the first 10 to 15 minutes. And then at some point, you saw the lead that Morsu was gaining. And really, Lachende Gerdas just played from the lead of Morsu, used him to get the split push advantage, and then walk all over the map.
Yeah, I'm just taking a quick peek at how much gold Morsu had over Milkshake. 6,500 gold after 30 minutes. So that's quite a lot. Plus he did, take a look at damage dealt. He did 20.3k damage to champions, which is just as much as Rako actually. So Rako has been able to do a lot of damage, but if we look at the match overall, I think it was just Morsu got ahead a little bit and just was able to split push so much that he could take turrets and in the end could take inhibitors. And that was just a big problem for Zulu.
Yeah, they had to use the channel more proactively, I feel like. Even like you know that you're going to lose a lane. So whatever you do, even if you lose 20 CS more, you're already behind 130 CS at like 25 minutes. So you are behind. You need to get the rest of the map ahead and really get the Vayne rolling. Because Gerdas was doing really well for himself, but he couldn't carry on his own. He really needed the Vayne to be strong as well. And in the end, Goose just has 3 finished items at 33 minutes, and it's just not enough for him to carry the game.
Yeah, I think it was a bit unfortunate that not unfortunate per se, but Lachende Gerdas just focused onto that bottom lane because they knew like, okay, they have a triple shield set up. They have the Vayne as the hyper carry here. So if we can make sure that the Vayne doesn't get ahead or at least gets behind a little bit compared to our AD carry, we should be able to win the game because they don't have enough damage outputs. Even though Hades was doing pretty well, they couldn't get the carry rolling this game.
Yeah, and if we take a quick look at Fury and Trunks, I think they both played pretty well. You saw Trunks having a little bit of difficulty at the start, but coming back quite strong. And Fury just having a really solid game. A really great Weaver's Walls to block off the rest of Echo Zulu. And just being really solid, not only dying once, doing most damage of all the players in the game. And we didn't mention him a lot, but Lachende Gerdas is looking quite strong with these players. They are a little bit less skilled overall, probably, than Koski and Kirei. But so far, they're filling their shoes pretty well.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. At least for this game, it is the first of them for ESL Benelux so far. So it's going to be fun to seeing them again next week. And pretty good performance for today. But unfortunately for Echo Zulu, I was hoping a bit more from them, especially after last week. But maybe they pull something out of the hat for the next match next week. So I think we're going to head off to a break. Up next is going to be Sector 1 against Asterion. We're going to go and get some coffee, get some drinks. So we'll see you back in about 5 or 10 minutes.